Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Airspeed Prime here with my next Boruto anime review. This one's going to be for episode 106, which is called The Steam Ninja Scrolls, the S-Rank Mission. I believe this is the start of the adaptation of one of the Naruto novels, so that's pretty interesting. But yeah, I suppose getting into this one, definitely the highlight of this is the focus on kind of different characters, not just the typical Boruto cast. Here we get the Mirai Sarutobi being the main character, and then Kakashi and Guy sort of being the two supporting characters there. So, really interesting trio. This is probably our best look at Mirai in terms of what her character is like. I think we saw her in one previous kind of fillery type episode, but we didn't get the best sense of who her character was. This one I think is, there's a lot on show here in terms of her character, of just, some of the more emotional sides of her, remembering her family legacy in a way of, Hiruzen, Asuma, and so on. So that was quite nice. But then also the fact that she is I think she's a tuning, and she kind of wants to really prove herself, and she is skilled, but like she sort of talks about, I suppose that there's something that's sort of been part of a lot of the younger ninjas of this generation, of just, it's never going to be like the way it was back in like original Naruto series, where there were actual wars going on, and you would have a lot of chances to distinguish yourself. So she interprets this mission as being an S-rank mission, above an S-rank mission, that there's absolutely an important reason why she's been asked to guard one of the previous Hokage in Kakashi. So she interprets this as like, this is going to be like the craziest mission ever, escorting them where they need to go. And the whole episode is just about how you realize that, wait, she didn't really listen all that properly. She got so excited by the idea of the mission, she didn't really listen to a lot of the specifics. And you see the contrast between the fact that Kakashi and Guy just basically created a mission so that they could take a vacation, and Mirai happened to be the one that's going with them. And then Mirai thinks it's an important mission, but then is immediately like let down by like everything that happens, because she realizes it's actually this just casual vacation and nothing is going on. So you have this kind of contrast between Kakashi and Guy being extremely relaxed and chill, and her being on guard at every single thing. But also, I suppose, her learning a little bit of along the way about sort of the shinobi art of just kind of blending in with the citizens, in that like Kakashi actually had a lot of things covered. Like Mirai thinks he gets his wallet stolen, but actually it was a fake wallet that just had a don't steal kind of note in it, and she went after him. And I think she managed to take him down without really drawing too much of a scene, because she used genjutsu pretty effectively. So she just like basically stood still, said something, and the guy just starts freaking out, and she manages to get it back. So, I think any other character who didn't have the genjutsu speciality, it would have been much more of a scene. But she managed to more or less keep their cover just with what she did. So that was nice to see, along with a couple of references that obviously there's her using, I suppose, the speciality of her mother. Kurenai was always genjutsu specialist, and then you see earlier on she's also training with the chakra blades like her father, so that was nice to see. And especially that scene with Shikamaru and her calling him sensei, I thought was really nice. That's a great callback to obviously the Shikamaru arc, when he becomes really important around that time in Shippuden, where he agrees to sort of more or less be the one to watch over Mirai with Asuma's death. And just seeing that, she's super respectful to Shikamaru here, and Shikadai is like, what are you talking like this for? And they have a unique dynamic where he's frustrated that she's so respectful towards his father, and she gets annoyed when he kind of talks back to her. So, that was fun, a little thing to see. So, just setting up that, okay, she's got these skills, she's probably going to have some Sarutobi jutsu as well as the genjutsu stuff, and then the Asuma chakra blade stuff. So, a nice skill set here. But yeah, the entire mission ultimately comes down to the fact that at least the first stage of it here is they want to go to this specific town because it has the tree and this specific hill location where the movie adaptation of the Makeout Paradise series was filmed, and we know Kakashi's a big fan, and Guy also sort of, I suppose, wanted to see it, mainly to see Kakashi all excited, and he just wanted to take a photo there to show that they actually went there. I do like that they continue to kind of create this sort of enigma around the Make-Out Paradise books of just Mirai suddenly like, oh, I really want to read them, and they're like, no, you're too old, but she's like, oh, no, that makes me even more excited to read them, and they just kind of, gradually skip past it, so, creating the... Of course, it was Jiraiya who wrote those books, so, you shouldn't be reading that sort of stuff, but... it's definitely a lot of fun, a lot of references in this episode as well. Like later on, Kakashi sort of has a little bit of a heart-to-heart with Mirai, basically saying, this is actually a 20-day mission, not a 2-day mission. You kind of misheard that in all your excitement. You should calm down, like go to the hot springs or something like that. Eat with us instead of, acting like a guard ninja outside in a tree. And he notes as well that, you're just like your father. He, when he was younger, was always this kind of nervous excitement about this sort of stuff, and you're exactly like that. And she has that sort of emotional moment where she's just like, obviously she never met her father, so she just has that thing of like, oh yeah, it's weird that everyone else knows stuff about my father, but I don't. Like, was I actually really like him? And he kind of confirms that, yes, you are. And he kind of confirms to her, like, this is what his attitude was. When he was on a mission, he was like a kind of wild beast, but he was sort of awkward at other times. So that was a nice one to get to see. And okay, she's more on board with, okay, it's going to be a bit of a calmer mission going forward. But the next stop is that they're going to the Land of Steam. So this is where Hidan was from, and they make a note at the very end of the episode that she's going to the place where her father's killer was from. So I doubt we're going to get too much references to that. Really, I don't really know what the dynamic is necessarily going to be about that. Are they going to have her mention stuff about Hidan or anything? I don't really know. But next episode, they're setting it up that from the preview, it's going to be, they arrived there and there's this sort of dogs versus cat parade thing going on, festival. And it's the people who love cats versus the people who love dogs. Kiba's there, and Kiba's girlfriend is there. And obviously the idea is that Kiba's girlfriend is part of the whole cat thing, so she's super into cats, Kiba's into dogs, so this puts them at conflict. That'd be a cool thing to see, because I don't think she has been too much of a focus, apart from like 1 or 2 scenes before. So this will kind of, in a way, be like the debut of like what that relationship dynamic actually is. And yeah, it just seems like this is going to be a very fun arc with a lot of, characters we haven't seen a lot of, getting explored in a pretty nice way. Some nice character development for them. And I suppose by the end, Mirai can really learn something from being around Kakashi and Guy. In that some of their, vacation tactics may actually prove useful in her missions in terms of staying undercover. So, I think that's most of what I want to say here. I think a nice kind of episode that is helped, and you can tell that this is like a level above a lot of the other episodes you'd kind of consider to be the filler episodes, the anime exclusive episodes that are no way from the manga or anything like that. This was definitely a level above that, because, there was actual, like, this feels like, oh, now we know what Mirai's character was like because of this episode. So that was pretty important. So yeah, pretty positive from me. I definitely hope we get around to the continuing the manga adaptation at some point and get introduced to Kawaki and all that sort of stuff. But if there's more episodes like this where we're getting more development onto some of the more minor characters, that's good too. So pretty positive overall, and I'm excited to see how many episodes this arc is, what other characters we're going to focus on. But yeah, that's been my thoughts on the episode. In the comments, let me know what your thoughts were, but that's been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.